of March 1992.
So we finished, obviously the album's done, we celebrating, we took all the photos for the album, and so we kind of, it's like an unofficial record release party. So all the homies come, we call the homies. We on Munson Way at Florence Road, Southside, right around the corner from Burbank, right? Our local high school in our area. And a couple of the homies showed up. They had a little tiff. They had a little encounter at a gas station, and nobody was happy about that. That encounter was with some different dudes, though, some cats from a different area, and so it was like, hey, straight up, we're gonna give them the business for that. And the dude's name is Maurice Proctor. We call him Baby Bread. There's some dispute. He says he's Little Bread. Little Bread says he's Baby Bread. Who knows which one is which? But Maurice Proctor is a close associate of mine, and he had been harmed, and that was particularly unacceptable. So we say, what's happening? What you want to do? And that conversation turned into a plan of, while we at it, we can go get these fools a business for killing J-Dog, and we know where they at. You know what I mean? So later that evening, about 2 in the morning, we gear up and we roll out. Just straight up, we roll out. We went over there, and we pull up. And it's like, I remember somebody having a discussion, like, let's just do a drive-by on this house or whatever, because somebody had cold feet. A couple of different, it was an exchange real quick, but it was like, fuck that, we're going up in there. Because then once the raid started going over what happened to Bread, it really turned into just like, fuck it then, if we're going to ride, let's go ride on these fools. I know where some big dudes live at. It really wasn't even no names, it was just some big targets from Meadowview. So we go over to Meadowview. We just go straight up to the door. The little homie who identifies himself as having kicked in the door, he identified himself as having kicked in the door, right? And I go into the spot. Now, let's say the story this way. According to Abdul Griffin, right? According to Abdul Griffin, Venom kicked the door. And according to Abdul Griffin, and according to Venom kicked the door. According to Abdul Griffin, myself and Maurice went in the house. This is what Abdul Griffin says. So once we go in, it's pitch black, and a light comes on down the hall, and our victim turns the corner, and shots are fired immediately, just at the movement. And unfortunately, it turns out that the person that was struck was Mrs. Patricia Harris, the mother of two Meadowview Bloods named Kerry Harris and Jamal Harris. And so nobody knew that at the time. I could speak for myself. I didn't know that's who was hit. But once shots were fired, people started running. And once motherfuckers started running, everybody started running. You know that old saying about black people, right? Once somebody started running, everybody running. So people bounced. Now, we were supposed to meet up back on Munson, but instead one car went one way, the other car went another way. And so I go home. Eventually, I go home, and I hear about this later through a phone call from one of my homegirls that somebody's mother had died that night. And that was the first I heard of it. Actually, the first I heard of it, we was driving back, and Venom said, "Who was that bitch we shot?" And I remember looking at him like, I remember everything about that night, bro. I was about to try to call Quest, check the run, right? It was banging. I think it was Low End Theory. And I'm bumping that, and I just look back and tell him, like, shut the fuck up. There's nobody shooting no bitch. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck you talking about? Because he was always talking high-pitched voice, Chris Tucker dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, just shut the fuck up. So we get back. When I finally get that call from the homegirl, I'm like, oh, shit, maybe that's true. And then later on, we see it on the news. So I'm at the house. I got a bunch of, obviously, ain't nobody in my house but a bunch of little homies. It's just like 3 broads, and everybody else is a little homie. And my cousins start coming home from YA because Artie, AJ, Vamp was still in YA, and then George started coming home. They were coming home from YA, so these niggas on my couch, they on the floor, they all over the place.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
No adults in the house. And so they show on the news all of this, this all these people outside of the house, people angry. You can see the yellow tape, and they're talking about Mrs. Harris being shot.
Stan, 2 months ago, a gang of teenagers kicked in Patricia Harris's front door in the middle of the night. One of them shot and killed her. Police arrested 5 teenagers and charged them with murder. Now prosecutors may try to prove at least one of the teens had a premeditation for killing in cold blood that he wrote about in rap songs. Patricia Harris fought to keep gangs out of her Meadowview neighborhood, but police believe gangsters killed the 42-year-old mother and grandmother by accident when they stormed her house. Police arrested 5 teenagers for the murder. One of those arrested is a 17-year-old rap singer named Xraided.
And I remember like, damn, you know, that's fucked up, because nobody would have done that on purpose, bro. Just straight up.